The U19 World Cup is underway. Team USA is 2-0 after two wins this weekend. They beat Australia, then they beat France. We've got a couple other videos on the channel already. We have a video discussing our biggest takeaways from Team USA's first weekend at the World Cup. And then we have another video discussing Omer Mayer's dominance and some discussion behind the scenes about just how good he looked in person. This video, I want to single out two guys specifically, and it's two guys who are battling for one spot on this team, really, for the most part. Morez Johnson and Daniel Jacobsen. We talked about this in the build up to these games, how all the reports from people in the training camp practices were that Morez had emerged as the best big man there. Daniel Jacobsen did not look on his A game in training camp to the point that we speculated maybe he wouldn't even make the team. In the end, he did make the team. And not only did he make the team for the first game, the first tip of USA's run at the U19 World Cup, Daniel Jacobsen was the starting center against Australia. He was in the starting lineup. He only played 8 minutes in that game. He finished with 2 points on 2 shot attempts and 3 rebounds in a very limited role. While Daniel Jacobsen started that game, Morez Johnson came off the bench and gave you a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 of those rebounds being offensive rebounds, and 4 blocks in 25 minutes from Morez. The takeaways from that game, if you watched it, you can find all of this. You can watch it online. Was that Morez was one of the 3 or 4 best players on Team USA. It backed up what we saw at training camp. And pretty much Daniel Jacobsen didn't look ready. And he did not play in the second half of the game that he started for Team USA in game 1. Everything shifted in game 2, starting with the fact that Morez Johnson started at center. Coming off of game 1, the coaching staff must have thought that Morez looked so good, or maybe it was a matchup thing. I don't know. But Morez was no longer off the bench. They flipped Morez and Daniel Jacobsen. And the opposite happened. After Morez was named starter in game 2 against France, Morez really struggled. He had 3 points and 4 rebounds in 18 minutes, 1 for 3 from the floor. He struggled with fouls for the second consecutive game. Did have 2 blocks, but he was the only Team USA member against France, a game they won by 31 points, to have a negative plus-minus at the end of the game. He was -5 in 18 minutes. Daniel Jacobsen came off the bench in this game, only played 11 minutes. He's still not in a huge role, but he had a really, really nice shift in the second half of this game. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 block. He impacted things on both ends, just looked the part. He finally gave good minutes for the first time in this Team USA run. So it feels like this little juggling act between Morez and Daniel Jacobsen is not over. I don't know what Team USA staff is going to do next game. Probably keep doing matchup dependent stuff. But what has your interpretation been of the battle between Team USA's two centers in the Big Ten, who have plenty more battles to come later this year?
I mean, like I think there's certain things that each player brings that differ somewhat, right? I also think it's fair to say that generally watching this, even with the foul trouble that Morez had, I just been overall more impressed with Morez. I just don't think that Daniel Jacobsen is one either fully healthy or like he just needs time. Like he had a serious leg injury. He broke his leg, right? Like that's a serious thing. And hasn't played basketball in a very long time. He's a very big man, right? So, I just think that it's going to take some time with him, but just overall, it's just, you know, I think Morez has been the more impressive big, but the one thing Daniel Jacobsen has on his side is that he's 7'4", and you
Yeah.
can't teach that.
Yeah, right. I mean, I the funny part about this to me is that I think these two guys have played entirely to exactly who they are and nothing more. Like nothing shocking has come out of this other than maybe the flip-flopping of their roles kind of, but like guess what? Daniel Jacobson's 7'4". He's still 7'4". He's 7 inches taller than the next center on this team. Team USA's staff, Tommy Lloyd, all the coaches clearly wanted him to be the starting center. They clearly had him be the starting center last year at the U18 event. He was great. He was healthy then. And despite reports that he hasn't been playing all that well, he made the team and started at center anyway. So, like, it's
Is he
one of
just
those.
tall?
What'd you say?
How much longer till Daniel Jacobsen has to deal with he's just tall?
Well, he's not just tall. He has more to it, but He doesn't look healthy. I'm going to call it what it is. I know he
He
had a good stretch in the second half. He doesn't look healthy at
No,
all.
he doesn't. And when does that become scary?
This video is brought to you by NBA2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. And they're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. He's still got Clough in the fold. He's a luxury this year. He's a luxury this year. If he's not fully healthy, that's okay. Don't overwork him. If he gets fully healthy by the season, then he's fantastic, and we know this. But I don't know. It's been funny to me that like there's been debate on this. Obviously, Big Ten fans are watching this. Illinois fans are watching this to watch Morez. Michigan fans are watching this trying to gas Morez up a little more than deserved. Purdue fans obviously are watching everybody that plays for Purdue trying to get excited. And it's become this big like raging debate of who's better, what's happening, when in reality both these guys are just exactly who we knew they were thus far. Morez is an undersized big who is a dog. Obviously his family made big, I don't know, big conversations about he wants to do more. He's not doing more. He's at the FIBA World Cup doing exactly what he's been. And I want to make one point extremely clear because I think this has been convoluted and twisted in ways that I just don't think are real. Michigan wants Morez to be what he was at Illinois. Now, maybe Morez and his family don't. And if that's actually true, he won't be at Michigan a year from now. But like, my full belief is that the Michigan staff was interested in Morez Johnson and prioritized him and paid him as such to be a starting center because they want Morez to be exactly what he showed at Illinois last year. They don't want him to do all this crazy, chaotic shit that it's rumored Morez's dad said they wanted him to do. They want him to be an absolute dog, dominate the glass, offensive rebound better than anybody in the sport, and try and contest some shots defensively. And he's been that. And from the beginning of training camp through this weekend, I think he's been Team USA's best big. I think that's what's been happening. Now, for the first time in this 2-week stretch, Jacobsen was better than Morez for game 2 against France. I thought France's size bothered Morez. I thought after he got put in the starting lineup, he was just exposed a little bit for being undersized in a way he hadn't been previously. I still don't think Morez did anything awful in that game. He just got in foul trouble. And I think if he wasn't in foul trouble, he may have even played a little more and maybe had a good run in the second half. Daniel Jacobsen, to be clear, he was better slightly. Like Daniel Jacobsen had 6 and 4 to Morez's 3 and 4. Like Morez blocked 2 shots to Daniel Jacobsen's 1. So it wasn't like Daniel Jacobsen starred out of nowhere and it was what we've been waiting for. He just finally gave you productive minutes, which we've been expecting this whole time. The story has been Daniel Jacobsen hasn't been giving you productive minutes. So
That's where it comes. Like, obviously, he's not healthy, but I've been like, I just know I've been very underwhelmed with Jacobsen.
yeah,
I've been
but
like, and also to this point, I have a hard time believing that Kristen Ack wasn't better than that.
I don't know. We weren't at training camp, so I don't know. But like
Well, we
either
gotta go
way,
next season
Jacobsen being on this team and given opportunities though is deserved based on what he did last year and just how big he is. So I have no issue
based
at
on
all.
what he did with last year's U19 team,
U18 team, yeah.
U18 team. Okay, yeah.
Like he has the USA pedigree. He was an awesome starting center for USA last summer for this exact staff. So like clearly they wanted him to be the starting center. And I don't think like even if if Jacobsen was just playing better or healthier, I think he's starting over Morez, even if Morez looks good right now. But you had to make that shift, I assume, in game two because you felt Jacobsen was not 100% in game one. That's what it looked like to me. So, again, it's not a panic button, but it is a surprise that Jacobsen hasn't looked better. It's good that he finally did have a good game. Like that game two, if he plays like he did in the second half of game two in this event for the rest of the tournament, he's going to start at center and probably lead Team USA in minutes. So, but he needs to do that. He didn't do that in training camp per reports, and he didn't do that in game one for sure.
Yeah. I guess we'll see how it kind of plays out. Maybe he gets more comfortable.
Daniel Jacobsen has 4 years left in college in theory, eligibility wise. Morez Johnson has 3. Which one would you rather have if you're a college coach?
I think Morez.
You had to really think on that one, didn't you?
I look. I don't know. I'm not. I feel like I'm not the Jacobson person on this pod. Like, when does it like? I guess I just got to wait and see on it.
You've always been a skeptic, I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just want to be clear. Like the entire reason that anyone should be skeptical right now of Jacobsen is just the injury. That's all this is.
That's all.
That's all. He was awesome last summer before the injury. He looked great in his first game at Purdue before getting injured immediately. Like
Yeah. It's probably all.
it's all.
It's probably all.
It's all. I think this battle's far from over though in terms of just this little run at the FIBA World Cup. I think we have a lot more twists and turns coming from rotation change. I bet Morez like has a game where he doesn't play, and then I bet he storms back and takes the starting spot again. We shall see.